Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Tiny Tech video. This video series, as you know, focuses on little bits of technology that might be useful in your faculty professional life here at LTCC. So for our focus today, I want to take you through approaches to using the subtitling feature, the closed captioning feature inside of Canvas Studio. By the way, if you're a heavy YouTube user like I am, I have a separate video just on dealing with captions in YouTube. It's an additional step, and it's important that you watch that one if you do a lot in YouTube. So Canvas Studio, the good news is captioning is super easy, and according to Canvas Studio, it's 85% accurate. I've discovered actually the accuracy is maybe a little higher than that, but let me just take you through what's going to be involved in getting your captioning perfect here in Canvas Studio. So first, open up Canvas Studio. That's found here on the left tab. Once you click on that, you see it opens up into this pane. This is going to look different depending on the kind of collections you have. If you want to add a new collection, you could do so here and name that. So I'm just going to call this a test collection. You can also drag directly into that same pane there. Don't have to create a collection. You can have all your media stored in collections or not in collections as much as you want or as much as you don't want to. So what we're going to do is take a video, and I have a sample video here that's very short strategically, so I can show you this right now and show you how quick this is. This is actually a short video, I want to say a couple minutes long. And I'm just going to pull it in here and show you what happens with the captioning. If you record directly into Canvas Studio, which is using that record button at the top, then it's going to do this for you, and we'll show you it's the same process regardless if I bring a video in from my computer or even download from YouTube and bring it in, as I'll show you with that YouTube video on captioning, or if I hit the record button here as well. So what I'm going to do now is show you the version where I bring in a video. I simply drag it into here. And by the way, if you're doing this on campus, again, this is only a 2 or 3 minute video, but it is blazing fast. I'm only doing this on the Wi-Fi, and it's already done. And that's why I do a lot of my video work on campus, because our Wi-Fi speed is amazing. It's like, it seems like it's 5 or maybe even 10 times faster than the one I have at home. So it loads it into here. I can click on view. And if it's a long video, if it's an hour video, you saw that little processing circle. If it's a long video, it could take 10, 15, 20 minutes for it to process. Before it's processed, you cannot access these tabs here, so you can't access the captions. Once it's done process, this is where you choose what kind of caption you want. Now, for foreign language teachers, if you're doing this in Spanish, you're going to scroll down, and they have quite a few. Click on Spanish. They have Japanese, which is great. So it's really full-fledged here in the captioning. I think most of us, if we're teaching in English languages, we're going to click on English captioning. So click on English, and as you see here, it says 85%. So that's kind of the accuracy they're predicting. If you have your own SRT file, you would upload it here at this point, indicating which language it is. And by the way, if you're wondering what an SRT file it's a subrip subtitle file. And it's the information that gives the captioning program everything it needs to know to do correct captioning. Two main types of information. One is obviously what you're saying. So right now I'm saying words, and those words eventually will appear as accurate forms of text on a screen that scrolls during a user's interaction with a video. The second information is the time code. Any video stuff that we do, it involves time code. So when I download my 3 videos here and my audio, I have 4 sources I have to sync together. That happens via time code, and time code tells at a particular moment in the video, like right now, it is 28 minutes. So at 28 minutes, I need to tell the video what I'm saying, and the video program, captioning program, needs to know what's being said. So it's not as simple as you just upload a Word file, because you need that time code information to distinguish between what's said at 28 minutes in the video here and 28 minutes, 30 seconds, 31 seconds, 32 seconds, etc. So that's why you need an SRT file and not a generic text file. Now, if you're saying right now, I want to get the deep dive into going in and modifying and using SRT files, using the special software, or even doing it in a plain text format with the right formatting that you need for time code and for other information like if music is on the screen and you have that in brackets. If you want that version, I have a long video, 45-minute video, that takes you through everything about SRT files, about Zoom captioning, etc. So this is the short version. I have the short version for YouTube as well, so you can decide. Now all I do right now is hit request. Again, I chose English language, hit request, and it says queued. And this isn't typical. So typical, if I have an hour video, it takes maybe 15-20 minutes to process. So again, be patient. If you don't see review and publish, it's not available. Now, I could right now download the file or edit that. I don't want to download yet the SRT file if I ever do, and I probably don't need to do so if I'm just using Canvas Studio. If I'm working in another program, I might want that SRT file, and check out my video on YouTube Captioning for that information. What I'm going to do first is to review and publish this. So click on Review and Publish, and this is where it gets cool and frankly really easy to work with this. So right here, you're going to go in and discover anything that might be inaccurate. And let me just tell you as a bit of a tip, what I've discovered is certain acronyms. Like if I had ISP and I said ISP on a video, it sometimes changes it to ESP, okay? And if that's the case, it would say ESP right here. I go in, I could select it and type ISP, or I could just put my cursor there and click ISP. Obviously I'm going to leave that out because I don't want ISP in there. But the good news is it is amazing. Canvas Studio is absolutely amazing with one key feature that is not good in YouTube, and that is punctuation and capitalization. So I'm going to show you, if you want to do the YouTube version of this, watch the YouTube video that covers this, but YouTube doesn't get capitalization and periods, and it's a nightmare to go in and use the native editor inside of YouTube for my trick for you is going to be to do this first in Canvas Studio and then re-upload it into YouTube, because you're going to save yourself hours really going in and doing periods and capitalization of the first letter of every sentence. So I'm looking at this, and so far it is spot on. Again, face-to-face instructor. You can go in and use your best judgment if you think it should be hyphenated or not. There are rules. I'm not going to get into the Chicago Manual of Style, but there are rules for different adjectival modifiers for nouns and so forth. So I'm not necessarily going to say that you should go in and do all that, but we want to make it very good for all the screen reading technologies out there so that the captions look good, etc. So I'm looking through this, and so far it looks very good. Again, what I've discovered is any acronyms, any proper names. If I use the name of like one of my videos, we see one right here, so it says Trevor. So I just changed that to Treva. And that just happens. So likely if I said Treva Thomas's name 10 times in this video, I would actually have to go in and correct that. So what I recommend that you do is, if it's something common, an hour video, you're going through this and it misspells the name of someone, just use your keyboard commands, copy that, and the next time you see that, go in and paste that, and you save yourself some time. So you'll get better at this as you go in and correct your captions, but it gets pretty easy because it's always the same mistakes that I discover here in Canvas Studio. Right here, it didn't capitalize faculty chair of teaching and learning. I will go in and correct that. It did some capitalization. DE coordinator, didn't get it. So I just put the DE there. If I want to change that to caps, I can do that. Again, capitalization, there's some subjectivity. I noticed that with Canvas, it sometimes will have it as campus, so I changed that to canvas. So some of these are not that easy to fix, but in this particular case, for a 3-minute video, as you see, I corrected, I don't know, about 3 or 4 of these, so I think it did a fairly good job. When I'm done with this, I'm just going to go back to the top. Very important to do this. Hit publish. Even though it does save it, I recommend you hit publish. Once you do that, it is done. And then once you go back and play this, then the captions will start playing as we've edited them. Again, if you do use this for another program, for that SRT file, you're going to download that, and then Canvas will download it in a folder, which is handy, that is actually the name of your video. So there would be a folder called, in this case, your class _ face-to-face, and then I would have the SRT file in there if I wanted to use that. So that is the easy way to go in and adjust your captions here in Canvas Studio. If you have any other questions, reach out. Again, watch the YouTube video or the longer video if you need either of those to get more of that deep dive either into YouTube or working with SRT files. So that's going to be it today here in this Tiny Tech video series focused on captioning in Canvas Studio. I'll have future videos in the series, and reach out if you have any questions for me.